What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sith Council, and May the 4th be with you. And we were going to take questions, and we're probably still going to try to get to questions today, there's no doubt, but I think you guys are going to forgive us for not getting to all of the questions, if any, because the Obi Wan trailer came out. There was rumors that it would happen, and they dropped it at like 6 in the morning, and we got a chance to watch it. The funny thing is that both Steph and Mike just watched it literally like 5 minutes ago before we started shooting, so we're going to get their fresh take on it. But we're doing, as you saw in the description, the thumbnail of this video, we're doing a full trailer breakdown of Obi Wan. We did not get a chance to watch, at least I didn't. I don't know if Mike or Steph watched the gallery series or the gallery episode for Boba Fett yet. Did you? No. I don't think Steph didn't realize it was even out. So we have now, that is something we'll probably watch, get to next week and talk about it, but it's more about Obi-Wan. So if you didn't know already, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification button as well. But this is the main thing. The other day on Doctor Strange, I said, okay, I'm doing a stupid thing right now. If we get to 50,000 subscribers by June 1st, we have until June 1st, I am going to smash myself in the face with a lemon pie and do a full video with a lemon pie on my face, and I don't like lemon pie. And I just got confirmation from Steph that once we hit 60K, she'll smash herself in the face with a cherry pie with me. Anyway, that's what we're working on. And then Mike, of course, goes, well, I'm going to smash myself in the face with a pie. But we'll figure all that out. Let's get to Sith Council. It's the show. Let's do it.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sith Council. It is our Star Wars show, and look at this. Look at this. Look at Steph. There's a new shot for Steph. How you liking this new shot?
I'm loving the shot. I'm also loving the fact that today and today only I can call Pedro Pascal daddy, and it won't be weird.
It won't. Well, I don't know if it'll be weird. For if you said it. If I said it,
today I'm his child.
Yeah. And then, I'm just gonna do this one.
Look at that one.
You're looking good. Looking
Thanks, buddy.
good.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
So
You can call me daddy if you want.
Okay.
no, stop that. Stop that. Now it's weird. Now it's weird.
Call me Zaddy.
Zaddy.
Okay.
All right. Why do you sound like your microphone's not on? You know, because you're not talking into
I'm
it.
switching
Well,
my
do you want me to
ears.
move closer?
Well, let's see. I'll
How's
do
this?
that.
I did it for your framing. How's this?
I'll do this. Here. Now move into the frame. There you go. So now you can talk. All right. So we
Better
have
there? Okay, there you
and then Steph, you're just a little bit where I want to make sure that Mike doesn't cover your face. And now we have ourselves a Sith Council. And I'm very excited because yesterday, as I was shooting stuff we were shot our Doctor Strange spoiler review.
Yeah.
This will be the first video where you actually see the new camera angle and the new foot quality and all that stuff. So I'm excited about it. And then as I was doing it last night, I'm like, I'm just going to move Steph and make sure she has an actual shot and I can actually look at her. As opposed to, you guys can't see it. It's like,
I wasn't able to see Kristian before, so I was like,
yeah. It's like you have to look over this big monitor, and eventually I'm going to get a 2-shot, so where we're here, and then even like a wide shot. So we're working on it. But all right, let's get into it. As I said, the first thing though, before we get into the actual trailer itself, Jamie Costa sent me something earlier today, which is interesting. That's the questions. Here it is, and this is what they said about. An official age rating given to Obi Wan Kenobi actually seems to suggest that the series is tamer than its fellow live-action Star Wars series. Disney Plus UK, the direct, has attached a 9+ ratings to the series, whereas The Mandalorian was rated 14 and The Book of Boba Fett was rated 12+. While all three series are rated TV 14 in the US, this differentiation, I almost got it out there, by the UK may hint a little less intensity of Obi-Wan than the grittiness of The Mandalorian, ex-bounty hunters, and their stories. This could come down to just the language used, as The Mandalorian and The Book of Boba Fett each chose to include a few curse words throughout their runs. Did they?
Thank Farrick.
I guess. The latter two series, however, also chose to show violence, such as someone getting cut in half by a door and others getting sliced in half by the Darksaber. So Obi-Wan's violence may just not be as gritty in that way. Jamie was a little nervous by it. I'm not, because from what we saw in the trailers thus far, it looks like, what was Rebels? Rebels had to be.
And it's always, when it comes to those rating boards, it's always like one thing, like in a regular film, like you can only get X amount of F-bombs. You get like 1 in it, PG-13. If you put 2 in, it's an R.
Yeah.
So it's something as simple as that. So it could be, 1 blade cut as opposed to 2 blade cuts is separating it. And they're looking at it like, well, we really don't need. I don't understand what the ratings are anyway on streaming stuff. It's not like movies where you got to pay.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
what does it matter?
What do you think?
I think it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been expecting an Obi-Wan series to be super gory. I would think that more of a Boba Fett series because he
Right.
was more of a villain.
And Mandalorian for sure.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's been one of the most peaceful characters we've ever had.
But I think they're also but you look at who he's opposing, and someone could probably have the counter of but there's Vader. How gruesome is Vader going to be? How you can still make Vader pretty intense, and maybe
just by what the dialogue is, the storyline.
Well, you look at like Rogue One. Rogue One had some pretty intense violence with Vader, what he was able to do. But I'm not worried about it. They showed the Inquisitor cut somebody's head off, and they didn't show it the exact way, but you still got the intensity of it in Rebels. So I'm not worried about it at all. But I do. By the way, did you guys know? I wanted to surprise you guys.
Oh gosh.
Ewan McGregor. I have a call set up for Ewan McGregor at 10 o'clock. But he wants to talk as Obi Wan Kenobi, and I'm going to bring him in to the show.
Oh,
and we are going to talk to. We can ask questions. Hold on.
Sorry, the person
Oh no, oh no.
Obi Wan.
I want to make sure that I. Oh please. Let's
That's
see.
On
exciting.
the 4th.
I want to see
May
if
the 4th.
Wow, the Force is
That's it.
with us.
I want to see if I can
Yeah.
try and. Oh no. Maybe he didn't want to talk. I thought we were going to be able to get him, but let me. I'm trying one more time here. I'm going to try one more time and see. Give me a second.
I'm sorry, the person
Man, I'm so bummed about this. I'm sorry, guys. Last ditch effort. Got to ring this time.
Hello there.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. On the call today, I thank you. We're just on time. Ewan McGregor, a.k.a. Obi Wan Kenobi. Sir, first of all, thank you very much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Harloff. It's always a pleasure.
So let me ask you, so the trailer comes out today. People are losing their minds. How excited were you to come back and do this role?
Well, I was pretty excited by the paycheck, that's for sure.
Yeah, right. Well, that makes sense. I mean, of course. And then, you're running around. The beard looks wonderful. Was that your beard, or was that something they stuck on your face?
Actually, it was a little bit of both. I grew half the beard out, and then they said, let's go a little further.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's kind of little column A, little column B.
Exactly. They wanted me to go for a little bit more homeless Obi-Wan.
Fair. Is Grogu in this show? I have to ask you.
Grogu?
Yes, Grogu. Have you watched any other Star Wars besides yourself, sir?
Oh, none.
None.
I watch only my stuff, yes.
Well, that's fair. So you don't know who Grogu is?
Grogu?
No.
Is that some kind of disease?
No. It's actually he's a very popular. He's not necessarily related to Yoda, but he's the same species.
Oh, it's another Yoda.
Well, it's complicated. So let's talk Vader. How much of Hayden are we going to see in this show?
Oh, so much Hayden. I loved Hayden. Oh, it was so fun to get back together and play again. It really was like we had no time pass at all.
Oh, that's great to hear. Did you what? And you're not talking about Star Wars, are you?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I figured. All right. Well, what can you tell us about the show, if anything, sir? Before I let you go here.
Well, I think they're going to put it on Disney Plus.
I'm telling you, the scoops you're breaking right now. It's something special, sir. Any lightsabers?
Well, I don't want to give anything away, but eventually, yes.
Okay. Well, look, there's no one's going to say that you can't give scoops, and I appreciate you so much. And would you please, once the show airs, would you come back and do this again?
That's why I'm here.
Oh, I see. I see what you did there. All right. Thank you, sir.
No, thank you, Harloff. It's always a pleasure.
Well, there he is, the great Ewan McGregor. Thank you, sir. Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us, sir.
How'd you like that? How'd you like that?
That's an honor,
That's
man.
good, wasn't it great?
Voice
honor.
sounds great
Yeah.
through the phone.
It does. I mean, it's amazing. All right. So now that that's out of the way, we now will move on over to break down this trailer. I don't know if we're going to get questions today, by the way, and I got to be honest with you, just because.
I never want you to be dishonest with me, Harloff.
Well,
Yeah, please. I hate liars.
Yeah. Well, We've all dealt
I
with it.
can't take anymore.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I guess that's a whole other show. All right, so here we go. We open up with the ship, and there's a lot of great shots of ships in both trailers so far. And before we even, I guess, get into that, like the overall breakdown, Steph and I just talked about it too, is that this trailer I thought was perfect because it didn't show a lot, but it gave you a lot. You know what I mean? Like, like the story. Like, we didn't really know what the story was. We kind of knew that the Inquisitors were hunting and all that.
Yep.
But within a minute and a half, you know that Vader is sending out the Inquisitors to go find this dude, and Reva is pissed off, going, "You're not gonna avoid him. He's gonna find you." Yeah. You also got, like, for people who don't know, the Grand Inquisitor and Vader, they're not boys. They in the comics they had some beef and everything too.
They got beef?
Yeah, I think the Grand Inquisitor wants to be the
Vader.
Emperor's dude.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But they've had beef in the past. Like, he wanted to go kill Jocasta Nu. Vader was like, hold off, and then Vader wound up killing her in the comics and all this shit. But like, you got a little bit of that when you listen to the dialogue. The stuff that you get with, you were wondering with Uncle Owen.
Yeah,
that's the best part of the whole trailer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then the stuff that Obi Wan is saying when he's talking to a Jedi clearly and saying, "Stay hidden, don't let them know they're coming for us." And then what you would assume is the opening is him talking to whoever about that, and then that dude gets caught and hung up in Times Square or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So what do you
Yeah.
think, Steph?
I'm so happy that it was that. I thought this was perfect, especially when I think about the last show that was out, Book of Boba. We got like the sickest trailer, and everyone's like, "This is gonna be insane!" Like, because everything was action scene. This, I'm excited that they set up the plot a little bit more, because we were unsure, like, how much would Uncle Owen be involved? Are we for sure getting just Anakin flashbacks, or is it going to be Darth Vader? We didn't really know, and we got those confirmations.
Yep. And Mike?
Yeah.
What did you think when you see the overall trailer and everything? Because you had a look on your face at the end where you're just like, I need more.
Yeah. Because I don't know if we've talked about this. Like, I've now wanted to go in blind to things.
No more trailers.
No more Spider-Man Far From Home or No Way Home. You know, they pretty much laid out what was in it anyway. But Doctor Strange, I have no idea what's going to happen or who's in it. Thor, I didn't watch that one. This, I did watch a little teaser. But I wanted to watch with you guys. Like, that was all I needed. I don't need more. I know some people are like, it didn't show enough. No,
that's
the hunting
crazy.
him. Remember last week we talked? I said I want to see Obi Wan and Owen.
Right.
Talking.
Yes.
And then
that's
scene,
that's what I said. Remember I
That's
said
the
when
great
you sat down, I said there's one particular
I
thing
wasn't sure what
you're
you were
gonna
saying.
love.
Yeah,
was
that
the
to me
one.
is like, that's what I want the show to be about.
Well, because it was so great, and we'll just get to the
that's what I
actual
want.
trailer. So the ships, and there's a lot of great shots of ships. Is this one kind of coming in? You know, wherever it might be coming to. You see a few of those, but it looks like it's going to this planet that he's going to hide.
And
out
that's
on.
you said it because it was the
well, wherever we see
Blade Runner inspired.
Yes,
planet,
and we see a lot of it in both trailers, and it looks like in
Daiyu.
this one, it looks like what's it called?
Daiyu.
Yeah.
Daiyu.
And it just that shot right there of the troopers. To me, and again, we've seen it in Mandalorian, Boba Fett, but it's just the difference between this and the prequels, where it's just like the prequels, they weren't real soldiers; they were all CGI.
Right.
It just is a different feel of
does.
guys walking around in suits. It does.
It plays, and the fact that they're walking in
so
unison
cool.
with a freaking Inquisitor right there, like it's intimidating.
Are
They're
there
coming after him.
a specific amount of Inquisitors, or they're just
There were. I think that there's
Like 13 or 11.
Is that what it was? I mean, there's like the fifth brother, sixth brother. I can't remember
so
how
the
many.
seventh
of them.
sister. That's an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's three main, or
'Cause
like
I
there's
was-
three main ones that that I'm aware of that they're showing in this show.
Okay.
The third
Well, the ones that we
sister-
know that we have
Hi.
we have Reva that we know
Yeah.
is an Inquisitor, right? We've got the one from the video game.
Yeah.
That's Sarah's. What's that?
With the green
Sarah's
face?
kid. No, I
Sarah's
can't remember her name. She's Sarah's kid at the end. I mean, the spoiler for that game for people who haven't played it. Vader winds up killing her at the end. So this
Fifth
is and that-
brother.
the fifth brother. There's a ton of them,
And
and then
Grand
Sarah Michelle
Inquisitor.
Gellar voiced one of them. So there's a lot of them. Do you know the story behind the Inquisitors? Who they are?
I
Steph?
don't. No.
They're Jedi. They're
Fallen
They're
Jedi?
fallen Jedi. They're either Jedi or they were recruited as the ones that the Inquisitors themselves that we see.
Yeah.
are fallen Jedi. Like the Grand
So
Inquisitor
they're
was like
Force
he was like a guardian or something.
So was it during Order 66? They're like, I give up, I'll turn.
Yeah.
Oh!
They made him. They turned them all, and that's why.
So these are like the scumbags.
These are the
Yeah.
ones that all went to the dark side. They're all Vaders, just not as powerful,
They're
and they're not. But
gangbangers.
they're not Sith.
Gang-
But they're not Sith. They're Inquisitors.
Yeah, they're not Sith. Yeah.
Yeah. So
They don't follow like the religion. They're just Force sensitive
But
now.
they're not. Well, they're not. They follow the dark side.
Yeah.
They're just not given that rank of Sith.
Now, did they turn because I gotta save my own ass?
I mean,
or
I
just
think
like
all of it. It's that. It's the corruption. It's Palpatine sent them out and said, recruit them or kill them. You know, and then they recruit these. Now they use them to hunt down the Jedi.
Was there ever
and the
any
other
good-
ones? And the other thing that they did was hunt down Force children. They're hunting like children down and getting and trying to recruit them for down the line. And that's what they're trying to do here. It looks like, you know.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I wonder how much of
good
that
storytelling is that all in the Clone Wars?
that is in that's in
Rebels.
Rebels, that's in the comics, that's
missing a lot.
kind
yeah,
of
you should watch Rebels.
yeah.
I'm gonna get to that. I gotta get through
but I
Clone
think
Wars first.
but
Yeah.
it's a good point though, because I think that they're going to have to explain that to people.
Yeah.
They need to.
Yeah,
For
in-
people like
in-
me
in
that are
Obi-Wan.
Star Wars lovers but don't know that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't watch Rebels.
No, and so what's going to happen is that like you bring in someone who just loves Star Wars and loves Obi-Wan, and
Yeah.
they have never seen a single episode of any television except
Yeah.
the movie. So, and then says, "Well, who the hell is the Grand Inquisitor? What is that?" And you don't explain them. You got to explain who they are
Yeah.
to the
Yeah, I
general
think
audience.
that what's doing a great job of that right now is Moon Knight.
Yes,
Because I'm a huge fan of the comic, but to the main audience that don't know this character, this story is telling a great version of it. So hopefully,
it's
that would be
introducing
great.
it. Yeah. So either way, we get we now have they're hunting down all Jedi is what it seems to be, and what we got in the trailer also is that you're not going to really see Vader until it's time to see Vader. Now, what I would guess is you're probably going to pop up in the end of episode 2, and that's probably why they're releasing both episodes on that Friday, because they're not going to show Vader in episode 1, and probably would have pissed people off. So they said, "Don't worry, we're dropping the Vader episode on the same night." And then they just go back to back with the Inquisitors, and you have the Grand Inquisitor, who looks a little bit better, I think. I never really had a huge problem with him, but is it the fifth brother? I can't remember, but okay, and then Reva.
Yeah. This shot is sick.
that
a
shot's
great
great,
shot.
but he looks weird of the three of them to me.
You think he looks more Hellraiser-ish?
He looks like a guy with a white face.
Okay,
That's what it looks like
he
to me.
put on makeup.
right.
You
don't think he
It's
looks like a
little
different
pasty,
species?
A little.
I
pasty.
understand the fans upset about that one because
Yeah.
now seeing it with the three of them, I'm just like, he
You
looks
don't
like a
think
guy.
he looks-
He
you
looks
don't-
like a guy's got a bald cap and some white.
You don't think he
makeup
looks
on.
like he's an alien race?
No.
Yeah,
It looks like I'm a
I
white
understand,
guy.
I understand.
They
See,
might have some touch-ups, so you don't know.
it's true, but I have more of, like, for me, it's a matter of, does he still feel the same
Yeah.
as he did? If he doesn't feel the same as he did in Rebels, that's where I'm going to have my issue. But if he looks like he has so far. But either way, so they're walking through. This is Tatooine, obviously, right? It looks like it. This seems to be everything we got set up on the stuff we've seen on Mandalorian, the stuff we've seen in Boba Fett. They have the same type of outfits on, and they land and they're just ready to wreck shop. It looks like right here. So and Reva really is the one who a lot of
Has
anger,
the vendetta.
a lot of anger. Yeah, and,
she's upset.
yeah, and what we also saw beforehand, if you go through, people were asking there's one voice that was like talking about Obi Wan saying, "Yeah, he's gone, he's not here anymore." I'm convinced that that's Owen. I'm convinced that was
I
Owen
thought
that was
that.
saying it, and I think that it's during this scene. I think that they're interrogating everybody. He basically tells them, he's gone, and then Obi Wan's like, "Thanks for doing that," and he's just like, "Stay away from us now."
Right.
That's the way it seems like it's
It
going to
sounded
play.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, but this is that they're going to string this dude up in the middle of the town hall here. They're going to all
Well,
see
there's
it.
Owen in the background. There,
That's what I
right?
mean. This is what I'm saying. So this scene when he sees them, they probably have this whole conversation, and then they're looking for Vader.
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me, looking for Obi-Wan, and I think that there's that one line inside of the episode the trailer that the Inquisitor says to, I think he's talking to Vader. He's like, he still is trying to get Obi-Wan. He's like, well, let it go.
Yeah.
Is what it seems like, and that's why I think that they butt heads.
Right.
So-
And Vader doesn't know he has kids, so there's no reason for that.
Vader knows at this point. Wait, is that true? No,
No, he
Vader
wouldn't
doesn't
know.
know. He doesn't know until after episode 4.
What happened to Padme?
Because he
No.
right, because he, even though not a lot of great detective work, if they're on Tatooine, all they need to do is find, oh wait, hey boss, there's a kid that lives, his last name's Skywalker. Should we investigate that? No.
Living
Okay.
in the same house.
Yeah, he lives in the same place that your brother-in-law no?
Why didn't they change his name to Lars?
Unless it was like, it was
Why did they ever, like,
no, Skywalker. It's pretty. You talk about hiding out in the open.
Like, why wouldn't they ever?
No. Yeah, so Leia.
Again, not everything was planned through.
Leia of Alderaan. Leia Organa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're hidden. Luke
Leia, yeah,
Skywalker.
they changed her name.
Luke Skywalker. Okay.
Okay.
All right. It's like you shouldn't. They shouldn't have stuck him back on. Well, they had to stick him on Tatooine. That was what happened. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tough one to change there from Georgie.
Georgie.
We'll let it pass. Okay. And then Reva, who's very prominent in this, she is pissed off. What I don't want to happen with this character that I fear is going to happen.
I know what you're gonna say.
She gets
They're gonna-
huxed.
No, they're going to turn her good.
To make her a good guy.
Oh.
They're going to turn her
But
good.
I was going to say this because I don't know much about the Inquisitors. They are former Jedi, fallen
they
Jedi.
can go good.
Where they're like, hey, look, I'm only doing this because I was going to be killed, and then there's a,
Yeah, but they're
potential there.
lord to the dark side. There is. I mean, it's just such a Disney trope.
I get you.
To
Yes,
say,
yes.
like,
because it's a cool character and you don't want it to be a bad guy. I
called it from years before.
Yeah.
They guarantee you they're going to turn Kylo Ren good. I guarantee
Oh,
you.
you're right.
And
Yeah.
it's like the same thing. They're going to turn her good, and it's like, don't turn her good.
I remember this because I remember seeing, we were talking, I think it was after Force Awakens or maybe during Last Jedi, we're like, you don't redeem Kylo Ren. You kill Han
can't.
Solo, you don't get
They
redeemed.
did it well
And
in
they
the
sure
in the
did.
Trevorrow
And they sure
comment.
did.
But so do you think that Reva should turn
No.
here? No, not you. You've talked
I don't
enough.
know. I don't think I would be that pissed about it. I really don't. I think
Aren't you bored with it though?
yes, I am bored with that storyline, but like maybe if she in the last episode does a sacrificial move, kind of
We've
like a
seen
Darth
it,
Vader
though.
type. Yeah,
We've
I know.
seen it so many times, and it's like, it's like why? Why do we need her to turn good? And this is all speculation. She very well couldn't, and then I'll deserve that pie in the face. But I just think if you go back to the predictable things that have happened
Right.
before,
You're right.
she's going to wind up seeing the error of her ways, and she's going to wind up helping Obi Wan. Cut it out. But I might be wrong.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't know. She's pretty freaking angry
Yeah.
in this overall trailer, and she's great when she's screaming and yelling. She's like, he's gonna find you.
Yeah.
And then we see the shots that we've seen before, which is great. Where
Yep.
he's going back to the old Skywalker place, and there's Luke, and he's looking out. This is the stuff we saw in the first trailer, but it's a good way to set it up. And then we jump right back into this, which I thought was a great way to do it. Because as I was watching the trailer for the first time, I'm like, okay, we saw that already, and it's like, oh well, but it leads to this.
Yeah.
And this is the best moment of the trailer that everyone's talking
For me
about.
it was, yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's like because we get to this whole thing where he's like, when he gets to the right age, I got to train him into like you did with his pops.
Yeah.
And
it's
Shade.
like, he's
It's a brutal
Salt
moment.
on the wound.
Yeah, it's brutal, but it's consistent to Owen's
Yeah.
character. That's how Owen was in episode
he's
4.
crotchety old man.
Yeah, and he's just like, enough, dude, leave him alone. It's like, but I think that it's also going to show like the good behind. Like, so I can't remember his name. Mike. He did these how the prequel should have been, and he had this whole relationship with Obi Wan and Kenobi, and Owen, and it reminds me of this. It reminds me of this kind of like he'll protect him, and I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think he's going to rat him out. I think like, where is Obi Wan? I don't think he's going to rat him out. He's just like, stay clear of us, dude.
Now what I'd like to see, and I don't know if we will see this, I want to see Beru and Owen conflicted. Like, I want them to say, like, this is our son now. Or because Owen always came off as like, I'm doing this out of an obligation. I got to protect this kid.
I always came out.
But I want to see, like, because we've never seen an Owen with Luke in a loving relationship.
Yeah.
Like, but I'd love to see that.
Well,
Yeah.
There is that love
I
there.
think we'll
where
get
it's just
that.
like- and everything he's done, that coldness is like, you can go later to the academy, this and that. Like, he's doing it to protect him. He doesn't
Yeah.
tell him that.
No.
But I want to see, because then it will enrich
Yeah.
a new hope
It will.
in their
Yeah.
relationship. So I want
Yeah.
to see that stuff with
Good
Luke.
stuff.
No, I disagree with that.
Oh, because we were gonna have. I mean, 19 years of this kid's life.
Yeah.
He's spent with Owen and Beru. So this
And
is 10 years in.
And they did a good job of hiding them.
Yeah, and this is especially with the kid's
With
last name.
last
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
So anyway, they had this great. This was the moment of the trailer. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it was.
Absolute moment of the trailer, and then you get to that shot. He's just very disappointed. And this is, I believe that that's the shot. Oops, I need that.
Oops.
That's the shot of them coming out and doing. It looks like all the Inquisitors coming out to wreak havoc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so here's what I see throughout this whole both trailers that I'm good with. Like when I was talking about Obi Wan the movie years ago, and then I said Vader needs to be in it. Vader needs to be the one that's really kind of pursuing him, right? And it seems overall that he is. But what it seems like in these two trailers is that we're getting something similar that we got in Rebels. He's not the main focus bad guy. The Inquisitors are. The
Yeah.
Inquisitors are going to be the main focus bad guys. That when Vader shows up, it's going to be like, again, like when Tyson would come in for a fight, and then it's in and it's out.
Sorry, Steph.
Do we know how long the Inquisitors stay alive? Like, is there a chance, like, what if Vader wakes up, he's ready, and he just, like, kills all the Inquisitors?
I think he winds up wiping out one or two, and he's probably going to wipe out Rev after.
Yeah, because if that happens, because he has to make, like, a kind of bigger jump than we've ever even seen.
Yeah.
In these, that's at least what I'm looking for in his character. So that would be sick if he just, like, took out the middlemen.
Well, I mean, we know that the Grand Inquisitor isn't going to die because he's around. He's around for Rebels, so we know that and they're not going to turn on each other. But like, you were going to see that confliction, I think, between the two of them. Reva's got to eat it because where the hell is she by the time we get to Rebels? And the same thing with I don't know if is the fifth brother the same one that's in Rebels? It is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know he
the same
survives.
hat,
So he
I'm pretty
survives.
sure.
So Reva's going to be the only one who dies. The question is, how? Or unless they keep talking about a potential season 2 now, maybe she sticks around. I don't know. But I think that but as far as Vader killing him, I don't know. The only reason I think that they might not do that is because of they do that in Fallen Order. That's how he takes out the Grand Inquisitor. He comes up and he kills her from behind.
Oh.
So it's great. So you guys should watch it. I watched it recently, and that they're asking if that guy was Cal. I think is his name. I think they're
Cal Kestis?
Yeah, they're wondering if he's going to show up at all
In this?
Yeah, he could. You don't think so?
Too much.
I don't know if it is.
Too much.
Why would it be too much?
I think so.
I didn't ask you that. I said, why do you think?
Because I'm telling you so.
So you have no answer.
I do have an answer.
What's your answer?
But I don't want to tell you till it happens.
That's good. You shouldn't do it on. You shouldn't do it on the air. That's good. On a Star Wars show.
No, I don't. It doesn't make sense to. Why don't we throw Kanan in there too?
No, because Kanan's story doesn't fit into it. It does make sense to when you look at the
you wanna talk-
events.
okay,
It's
so
only
you're-
like a couple of years
So
after.
you're talking about, we talked before it was at the start of the show, like making this palpable for people that only know Ewan McGregor's Obi Wan.
Right.
There are tons of people that don't play the video games.
Well, let me ask you a question.
So,
So-
this redhead kid's going to pop up and like, who's this kid?
Okay, so what's the difference between that and some random Jedi that shows up that they're hunting?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't have an answer.
Okay. Thank you.
I think it's too much. You got 6 episodes, dude. Too much.
All right, take it easy.
Now I'm
Right.
getting worked up now.
I know it looks like it. So here they are. They're out there. They're flying around looking for people. That's the shot. And then I loved this shot, by the way, with the pods coming out, like wherever they're going, the pods. But it's the sounds of Star Wars. When you go back and you watch it, you can hear the exact sounds of Star Wars. It's incredible. And then we get back to this. We get back to that planet where she's looking for him. She's hunting. She's like, I want everybody looking for this guy. And I love that they use this shot of him from like the prequels, and he's
Yeah.
got
That's like the toy merchandise marketing from the prequels.
But it's great
good.
though. It's great. It's like, and I love all the language.
Like when would they have stopped for those pictures in the Jedi?
It's
temple?
true. It's true. And then who's our boy here? From Empire.
For Lam.
Yeah, and
but
then-
I don't. The green light is throwing me off. He never had that in Empire.
Well,
but,
maybe we just didn't see it.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't it? This is the second time in the trailer, third time we've ever seen Obi-Wan use a blaster.
I love that.
Uses it twice in this trailer alone, and he's fighting. But it begs. You start to ask the question though. Well, I said question. I hit that. But the question is this: why isn't he using a saber?
Because he's far away. Don't
Far
shake your head
away.
at me.
Far away. Come on, man. Obi-Wan back in the day, he's using that saber.
Maybe he doesn't want them to know, hey, I'm a Jedi. Look at this glowing stick. Woo!
If
Look at this glowing stick.
If they're hunting him,
They already know.
I think he's tapped out from the Force. I don't think he's using the Force. I don't think he's able to.
Yeah.
I think he's been shut off from it for a while. Not like Luke because he didn't want to be found out. I
It's
think he's
at
shut
night,
off.
and he's got a glow stick. He's not going to use that. It's going to draw attention to himself.
I don't know, man. He's getting
using
shot.
an
He's getting shot out.
uncivilized weapon,
He's
a
getting
blaster.
shot out.
I think he's gonna need there's gonna be a scene dedicated to him using the Force.
And coming
again.
back to the Force and using his saber.
Okay.
Because imagine the first time if he's not using it the entire time and he finally kicks back in and says, and he's got to do it against Vader. It's like that's the way you do it as opposed to the way that it was
all
done in
dark,
Last Jedi.
and then all of a sudden, a single light.
And he does because
lights the screen.
the reason that I think that
Boom,
like
boom.
I would maybe get on board with what Mike was talking about if the next time that you see him using a blaster he's in the middle of nowhere really in Tatooine he's still not
I
using
know.
a saber
Yeah.
but he's kicking ass and he's got no saber here again and he's
I
fighting
love that.
Yeah.
and he's slamming and what is that a Zabrak right
Yeah.
and so whoever he's fighting here slamming people down and he's taking them out and fighting but he's not using a saber. So there's going to be some kind of explanation to that one way or another because I think another reason why he wouldn't want to be using a saber and using the Force is because it's easier for Vader to sense him. It's easier for Palpatine to sense him. There's someone asked later on, so I'll save it, but start thinking about it now. Someone asked about which cameos we're going to see in this show. There's going to be some big ones. There's going to be some big cameos.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some big, but not like fan service cameos that people will call it out fan service anyway. Because anytime you do a cameo, they think it's fan service.
Okay, so let's look back at the, 2 seasons Mandalorian, 1 season Boba Fett. What was good cameo for you?
So the Mandalorian,
Cole.
Nick, which one?
Oh, that wasn't like cameo, but I liked Nick Kroll's. That was Nick Kroll, right?
And what?
Or
Which
Quinn? Quill?
Oh, you're talking about Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte.
Nick Kroll and Nick Nolte,
Kroll,
very,
Nick Nolte.
very
Nick-
different.
Nick Kroll.
Very
I know,
different.
not Big Mouth.
I was like,
Nick
when was
Kroll.
I was like, when was Nick
that's
Kroll? in it?
Nolte.
He's a supporting character.
Yeah.
We're talking cameo supporting. That's different.
Cameo. I mean, like cameo roles. I mean, Luke. Like Luke to me is
in episode in
Mandalorian
in-
season 2.
Yes. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I remember the conversation you and I had about it.
Yeah.
And it was
You were
that-
like-
I said it makes people are like, oh, if you use Luke, it's just you can't get away from using Luke, and you need to use Luke. I'm like, it makes sense in the
It did.
time period of
It's the
why
only
he
Jedi
would
that
do
would
it.
sense that.
Yeah, if you just start throwing like people like were asking me about Han Solo showing up in Boba Fett. I said, why? Why would he show up? To me, that makes no sense if he shows up, and that would be like, why is he in
Yeah.
there? And there was rumors that he was going to show up, and I go, that would be a silly cameo just to throw him in there for what reason?
Yeah.
So that was a really good, and Amy Sedaris showing up in Boba Fett worked.
Here
for
we
me.
go.
Yeah.
For me, cameos that work. The Max Rebo band in
Yeah,
Book of Boba
yeah,
Fett.
sure.
That's a cameo that works. It doesn't
Yeah.
draw attention away from the scene. It's like, yeah, he'd fit there. And it's, oh, look who it is.
Right.
That's a good cameo.
Well, a cameo. I mean, I guess. Well, it's not a
So
cameo.
in Obi-Wan, I'm like, what would show up that wouldn't go?
Let's hold it though, because there is a question that comes up.
Okay,
and
we'll hold
we
it.
should get into a longer question, a longer
All right,
discussion.
all right.
All right. Here's our next one. Now, as we get through. Now, I mean, some of these shots that you got going on in this trailer
Shots.
but look at it, man. Like, look. All those stormtroopers, Mike said it before, all the stormtroopers that are just people wearing the stormtrooper outfit. There's a guy on his cell phone in the far back over here. and then, but I love that Reva's just walking through with her saber just ignited.
Yeah.
Like that's great. Like I'm again, people were just, you put a woman out there and people are going, oh, it's woke. Come on, give me a break.
Anytime someone says the word woke,
but you haven't
I
even seen the
understand-
character.
I know, but I know exactly what the kind of person is, and I know they're
Yeah,
using the
that's
keywords
a
that they've heard the past
That's a
6
purposeful
months.
choice.
But you don't even know the character.
Yeah.
You know nothing about the character except if she seems so angry and so pissed off throughout this whole entire thing.
It's not like she got on screen and was like, "This is for the women inquisitors."
No,
Like, nothing.
she's screaming at him from the top of her. Who gives a shit if it's a guy or a girl? But this is the part that I was talking about. So here he is again,
God, you guys.
kicking stormtroopers' butts
Yep.
with no saber again.
So what? He's capable.
No, I'm not talking about.
Look at that shot.
So what? I think it's a good move.
Sick.
It's a very Han Solo move right there.
It's
But-
awesome.
Yeah.
Look at him.
But what I'm saying is he's making a choice to use the blaster a few different times.
It's a story-driven choice.
Yes.
Okay.
100% because
All right.
because why isn't he using the saber? Which I dig it. I dig it because I think it's going to have so much more of an impact by the time he is using a saber. Because someone was like, "Oh, I don't like Obi Wan using a blaster." There's a reason why he's using that
Yeah.
blaster.
Yeah. Who wouldn't like Obi-Wan using a blaster? It's awesome.
Well, because I think the things that he said
So
before,
uncivilized.
it's uncivilized, and I think that the way that they did it there
Mm-hmm.
in the trailer, personally, was better than the way that they did in Revenge of the Sith.
You know what? He doesn't like flying either, but he still flies.
But he still
ships.
flies.
So
Yeah,
that's life.
and he's going to be flying even more. So it's I don't know, but it looks like this guy is just being hunted from every which way in this series.
Badass shot. Come on, man.
It's a good
it's
shot.
sick.
It's a good shot. But I mean,
That's an action
he's
figure I
just.
want.
But you got to look how like the transition he's going to go through.
Yeah.
From what we hear in that first trailer of how he's got to accept defeat of what has happened, and then he's now in this one he's talking to other people saying, "Stay hidden, be careful."
And also, you got to think about this. We don't know exactly when between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope this takes place. Like
10 years.
Okay, 10 years. So for that 10 years, he hasn't probably been doing anything. Keep him low. Think of like an athlete that hasn't done anything 10 years, and suddenly he's got to jump back into it. That's going to be some,
especially if he's
awesome.
cut himself off from the Force. If he has, and again, that's just it just makes
great.
Again, that makes sense because it's like if you shut yourself off, it's going to be harder for them to find you through the Force. And I think that you're going to get that scene. Like we're all pretty much going to guarantee that dude hanging from that they show hanging.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's a pretty rough image already. So talking about that TV whatever, we think that's a Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Was it on
Probably from an
Tatooine, right?
Inquisitor.
Yeah, it's on Tatooine.
Yeah.
If it seems like they're hunting,
Or it's someone that's not, oh, you're not going to answer me? Okay, this is what's going to happen to you. Who doesn't want to talk now? That seems like when they go into the you always see those in the movies where you mess with the town square, like get that guy, like just a random guy from the crowd, and they string him up and kill him. All right, who's going to talk? We're going to keep doing this.
Don't you think it's more effective if they string up a Jedi and say, look what we're doing to Jedi?
But then they're like, well, you got the only Jedi. He's the only last one, so you can
So
leave
you
us
don't
alone
think?
now.
So you don't think it's a Jedi?
I think it's a town folk.
What do you think?
A Jedi.
I think it's a Jedi.
Oh, you're going
Because that's what Inquisitors do.
Why?
Yeah,
So there's
they
two
hunt-
Jedi
they
on
hunt
Tatooine?
I think that maybe the
Or
Jedi's
they-
coming to warn Obi-Wan.
Nah.
Trying to find him.
No.
Okay.
It's like town folk.
Want to bet some steak on it?
You want to bet a steak?
Yeah,
I'll bet
steak dinner.
I'll bet a blueberry pie in your face.
No, that's come on.
All right.
You want to bet a
Steak
steak?
dinner? Yeah, I'll
steak
bet a
dinner.
steak dinner.
All right.
Oh, I
it's
can't
on air.
wait.
All right.
I don't
it's on
lose
air.
steak dinners.
You've never played against me for a steak dinner.
All right, here we go, champ.
Wow.
So steak dinner it is at Morton's.
I don't know if they like their steaks.
Well, fine. Then so I choose
Outback?
Outback. Unbelievable.
Outback has good bread.
Yeah.
do.
Well, all right. Well, that bet is on. It's official.
There we go. Let's do it.
Okay. We'll probably
That means
wind up
you've got
doing
to stay and have dinner with me, too.
Well, we'll probably have to do it at Star Wars Celebration. Would be even better.
You've got to sit there and have dinner with me. You can't be leaving. I got to go. No, the wife
it'll
and the kids are at
it'll
home.
be a Star Wars Celebration. All right, here we go. So Obi-Wan does some shit. Now this is some kind of droid or something. It looks like he's fighting with Obi-Wan because the next
Yeah.
shot is I
was
missed the next shot.
CAMEO.
Yeah, but the next shot here was him getting. It looked like he got bonked in the head with something. And
It looks
and
like part of an
stormtroopers.
IG unit-ish,
Yeah.
the
So-
eyes.
Yeah, not sure. It looks pretty cool droid though. And then
Yeah.
there is this shot of Camille, but he looks
that
like
is him.
Yeah, he looks like he's dressed as a Jedi. That looks like
Wow,
Jedi.
I really
garb.
thought Camille would have been like a droid voice.
Oh, look like it.
Is that
That's
is
him.
him? Wow.
100%.
Kumail didn't just get ripped for Marvel.
No, I know. He's. I'm telling you,
There's no ripped people in Star Wars.
But that's a
Steph.
Jedi outfit, right? That's a Jedi outfit.
Or it looks like
Or-
a Tatooine. Maybe he's the guy hanging.
It's
be.
either a
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. What if it opened up if he was?
Just a townsfolk.
But how great would that be if you open up with him kicking ass as a Jedi, wrecking somebody, and then running and like just taking out stormtroopers, and then the Inquisitors come in, and then that's all she wrote.
I'm gonna.
Mark him. Yeah, that'd be sick.
That's
Effective.
pretty great.
I don't know. Camille Nanjiani.
Nanjiani.
Nanjiani. Like for me, he is such a great comedic presence, and his timing is so good. When he plays it serious, it doesn't always fly for me. Like in Eternals, like he's
What about the
so
Big
funny,
Sick?
but so then there was a lot of like trying to be serious moments. I'm like, when's he gonna tell a joke?
Did you see The Big Sick?
I didn't.
See,
It's excellent.
Yeah, it's excellent. He blends both together very well, and I think that's the thing about doing a role like this. I don't think he needs to add humor.
But I don't think his comedy would be the thing he's in it with.
No,
No,
I
I
don't.
think
I
he
mean,
would be
that-
serious.
He certainly doesn't look like that's a.
No,
that-
you're right.
That looks like a pretty serious moment, and it looks like he's being hunted.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, and I would love to see that. If the opening shot is just him, and and he doesn't have a massive role, except that that's the beginning thing of him doing,
Yeah.
we'll see. Now that I don't know what the hell that is. It's like a little droid. or
See, that
something.
scene, it looked like he was giving something to the droid. It looked like
Maybe.
he was ducking down, running, and then the droid like.
Maybe, and then this
Did
is
a little
another
flip thing.
This is when Reva is chasing Obi-Wan. Let's see, he gets away, and she's screaming at him. You're not gonna get away from him,
Yeah.
buddy. And this is, I mean, come on, how
Yeah,
fantastic is
sick.
this? When she put, now I saw somebody say the Iron Man sound that of the when
suiting
Vader
up
suit
scene,
comes in
yeah.
is getting old, and like I said, I hate to tell you, buddy, but Vader did it first.
Yeah.
Before Iron Man,
He did.
and
That's the MCU curse. Is anything pre 2000 or post 2008 is like, oh, the MCU did it. It's like, no,
Vader
way
before
before.
that happened a long time ago, and then you jump back to this. Now, who's this on the left?
I don't know.
Because I thought when I first looked at him, I go, Reva. I'm like, that's not Reva.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know. I'm wondering if that's the sister that
Like this guy on the right.
Sarah Michelle Gellar voiced.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder.
That guy on the right just looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, and he's the dude from Fast and Furious.
Oh,
Han,
Yes.
son.
Yeah.
not Sun King Ho. That's
But-
the guy
but Han,
from
But it's Han.
Yeah.
Now-
Snowpiercer.
Now here's the thing.
Oh, I didn't know he's in this.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens when you don't watch trailers
I
and
know.
stuff. It's
Well, who's-
awesome.
So this right here,
That's Firing
this
Squad.
shot, yeah, it seems like it. It seems like a firing squad. It seems like
Oh,
they
gosh.
have their weapons up on somebody. So this seems like it's going to be a lot going on. And then obviously this shot where he's just full on Obi Wan garb, as we
Yeah.
now play into the Vader. This was just such a powerful moment. This is what I loved about this trailer is you showed me Vader, but you didn't show me Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the breathing is, I needed to see Vader. Why? You know what he
No,
looks
you don't
like.
need to see Vader.
You know what he
You're
looks
gonna
like?
see Vader in 3 weeks.
You know what he looks like. And then you just have this shot that seems like everybody's using for the trailer reactions and everything too, including myself. And that's it. And that was a minute. Like, it's funny because when I saw the trailer this morning when it popped up,
Yeah.
and I looked at the length and I saw 126. My first, or whatever it was, my initial reaction wasn't, oh man, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You don't need anything.
That's it.
No.
I think that is
Someone-
hard to do, to put 126, to put that amount of stuff and give you so much
Yeah.
in so little time. There's a lot they gave you.
Because I've been saying, and I've been saying this a lot about like Marvel. What if they didn't do trailers? What if they didn't do a trailer movie? And someone's like, Mike, you have to understand. To the majority of people, yeah, everyone's going to see it. But there are like my mom and so
I
on.
think this conversation you and I had.
Yeah, it's like my mom is not going to see Doctor Strange without seeing a trailer for it.
But they're
I'm
also
like,
not
you
going
do need
to.
to- I get
They're
it.
also
I
not
get
going to
it.
be aware of it. You got to remember that
get it.
this is the space that we're in. We're consistently
You're
talking
right.
about it.
You're
So
right.
like, when I always bring up my buddy Pinto, it's like,
You're
hey,
right.
did you know that this is coming out? Did you know this is coming out? I bet he doesn't even know that. I'm going to call him. I always call him. He never picks up. But I'm going to call him and see if he realized that there's an Obi Wan trailer. He is aware of the Obi Wan series.
Yeah.
But I'm going to see how much he actually.
It just gets tough to not see anything after a trailer drops. Like
Yeah.
the Thor Ragnarok, the clips people were posting. I was like, I don't want to see any of this.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
I want to see how. I want to see, like you'll. He should give you an example if he picks up of what he's heard of and what he hasn't, and you're like, oh, I'm in a definitely very different space. He never picks up when I call him at this time, though. He's usually working like an adult.
Is this the guy that used to steal the soda from the
No
pizza place?
No, that's Barnaby.
Barnaby Jones.
No, he didn't pick up.
Nah, I didn't pick up.
He never picks up. He picked up that one time, and it was Ewan McGregor picks up faster than John Pinto picks up. So anyway, that's the overall trailer. We're all on board, right? We're all losing
course.
our minds.
Hell yeah.
Is this the most hyped you've been?
You and I
since
talked
Force
about
Awakens?
this.
Yes.
You and I
Yeah,
talked
me
about
too.
this. This could be the greatest piece of Star Wars since the original trilogy.
Agreed.
We talked about that.
Agreed.
It absolutely can be.
It has the potential to. The fact that they got him back, and the fact
I'll say this: the thing that has me, besides Ewan McGregor coming back, that's got me most believing that is Deborah Chow.
yes, me too.
That's the thing that's
and the
got
fact
me.
that she's directing the entire thing,
Right.
All 6.
Yes.
she's directing a 6-hour film basically.
Yeah,
which is
So
great.
I'm curious then. So we've talked about like Mandalorian Boba, like, oh, you don't like this episode? Next week's going to be a different
Yep.
thing. This is going to be different. Is this the first time we've had any Star Wars or MCU Disney Plus show that's been by the same person? Right? I think so. All episodes. I think so.
Let's see.
Because
So
WandaVision.
I know Moon Knight
wasn't-
was a lot by Mohammed Diab.
Yeah.
He did a few of them, but not
But he
all.
didn't do all of them.
Didn't do all of them. I think this
I
is the first
love
time.
Boba
Yeah.
Fett, no. Mandalorian, no. I'm trying to think the other. The
Winter Soldier, no.
Hawkeye. No,
Hawkeye,
it seemed like
no.
everybody had.
So this is going to be interesting. This will be a good test.
Well, I mean, it just shows you how much confidence they have in
I
her
know.
and what.
Yeah,
and
for her to take the workload on.
well, it looks you have to want to. You have to want to.
You're directing 2 movies by yourself, back to back. That's
Well,
incredible.
3 movies, 6
Yeah,
hours.
yeah, 3 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're doing a full trilogy in a matter of 6 weeks.
Yeah.
which is fantastic. People don't realize that.
They've had a
wonder
good
how
amount
much-
of time, though.
I wonder
Yeah.
how much the fact that they've got the volume helps, because you're not traveling all over the country. You're not traveling to different studios to get. So it condenses you as a filmmaker to one location, pretty much. So that's got to add a lot of pressure off. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always there. I know everything. It's
True.
what we need is right there. I don't need to travel. I'm not away from my family.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for this show. I cannot wait.
Me too.
And
So
two episodes are dropping the first night, right?
yeah,
Oh,
two
buddy.
episodes are dropping on Friday night, and then
In the middle of
then they're-
celebration.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Why didn't they stick to the Wednesday?
I'll tell you why. I think someone. I asked someone this the other day, and I think they had the answer. I think they're doing a big screening on Thursday night of Obi Wan. I think everybody at Celebration is going to see the first two. You're going to be able to go into a panel and watch the first two somewhere. And I think that they're going to make
as
it.
a part of the.
I think they're going to make it exclusive to whoever's
Celebration.
there on Thursday night. I think that they give you
Okay.
that basically
I think you're right.
if you're there on Thursday night, and then you say, oh hey, listen, you got a ticket for Thursday night. Don't worry about it. You're going to see it before anybody else. You go
Okay.
into that panel and you go see it, and then it drops 4 or 5 hours later, or whatever the hell
Yeah,
it does.
that's a great point.
It makes sense. So
Sure does.
I think that's probably exactly what's going to happen, and that way they're able to do it. And you're basically screening it a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, just to let everybody know, special thing here. You guys get to watch the first 2 episodes of Obi Wan at this time. You know, that's a great way to do it.
How do you feel though about if we're going to be there? Would you watch it then? Because I'll be honest, in those convention settings with the chairs and the projection screen, not the best way to watch something like this.
The only reason,
it's just not.
The only reason that the counter to that, I agree with you that the sound and all that stuff is not as good as maybe even watching at home. The difference is you've got thousands of screaming
You're
Star
right.
Wars junkies.
Yeah, the energy
in the audience.
But you also miss a lot when everyone's screaming over and you're like, what did
I
he
know,
just say?
but-
What did he just say?
But then you can go watch it at home.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's
It's the experience.
It is the experience.
You're
because
100% right.
Because watching that trailer,
You're 100%
the Force
right.
Awakens trailer in the convention center was
be
like
screaming
it
for
was like
subtitles.
nothing I've ever experienced before.
I remember
Yeah.
your reactions because I was working that day
Yeah.
and I remember everyone's talking about it like as it's happening, and on Twitter it was pretty kind of cool.
Ellis and I had tears in our eyes. Like it was, and it was, and I don't think I would have if I was watching it at home. I think that it
and
was.
look where the movies are now.
I know. Well, I mean, that's neither here nor there. All right, so now we do have questions from you guys. Finally, here we go. So,
Oh.
as we mentioned, Joe Gasnick, any predictions for the cameos in Obi Wan? Okay, so we talked about that. I want to start with Steph here. Steph, so out of the people that we've mentioned, it doesn't even have to be necessarily huge characters. Who do you think we see in this series and why?
I think we're for sure seeing Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
I think we all agree on
Yeah.
that, just because the Force ghosting. I think it's just such a good opportunity to bring him in. I wonder, I was just thinking, do you think there's a possibility, because I was reviewing some of the old episodes of Clone Wars, that Satine was just such a big storyline for him that we'll get any flashbacks with a possible?
If it was 2 seasons of 12 episodes, I'd say yes. But 6 episodes, I don't think they're gonna. I think that goes back to what Mike was like. Mike was talking about how that's too much. The reason why I think Cal fits into it, if they were going to use him, I don't think we will. But if they used him, it would make more sense than Satine, because that furthers the storyline that they're telling right now. Because in Fallen Order, Cal is being hunted by Inquisitors the entire time. So that plays into, and he's faced these people. He could show up, and that kid was a major TV actor for a long time. And what's the Shameless that he was in? That kid.
Oh yeah.
So, and he could easily play the character, and people would lose their minds that knew the character, and people that didn't, you could learn it. But having Satine, it's tougher to do because you're opening up a whole other storyline. How relevant is it?
Yeah, it's just interesting because people who've only seen the movies have no idea Obi-Wan has had a love life
That's
or
true.
a love
That's
interest. And it is a huge character arc that we got to see in the animated series.
Yeah.
So I know that's why some people thought his character was lacking of a little depth, because he was so to the code that you didn't really get to see the range of his character.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I just think that it's just a bigger can of worms to open up when
For that many episodes.
6 episodes, when you have to connect the fact that he's running away, getting off planet, realizing the stuff about Vader, connecting all that stuff. I mean, if there's I don't know. That one would be tougher to do. I do think that on the bigger scale, either, not both, Tarkin or the Emperor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you beat.
Who you got?
Leia.
Yeah, that's.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's 100%.
That's not a given.
It's not a given.
But that's
We have little Leia.
But that's a cameo. That's
Yeah.
what a cameo is
Yeah.
like. Oh, she'll be 10 or something, right?
Well, I think he's got to get off planet probably to go see her or something to her. But
now is
that
Jimmy Smits
plays-
confirmed?
I think he was heavily rumored. So I think
That's a
he'll
one
show-
scene. Jimmy Smits, Leia's in the background. Like, how is she doing?
Yeah. Yeah, and
Does she
well,
have any
that
force?
that flips into another question that's asked that I'll probably have to skip out, but it's relevant to this conversation. Is that with Ewan McGregor there and all the stuff that they shot, and Bail Organa being there,
Yeah.
do they put Obi Wan in a scene in Andor?
Oh.
You know, because like they
We know so little about Andor, so I don't
don't know. It's in
Can't
the time
say
period,
with
I
any
mean-
kind of
I do think
assurance.
Tarkin and the Emperor will be in
I think
Andor.
Tarkin in the end.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, one of those. They'd have to be.
They're talking about like the spy
Have to
Yeah.
be
show.
Andor.
Yeah.
One of the two. I would say more so, probably Tarkin and Krennic.
Krennic
are probably
for-
the two
yeah.
that you'll see in Andor. You would hope.
Yeah.
But in this, I don't really. I know that there's other people who want to see it. I don't care. Dexter Jester. I don't want to see that dude. I don't.
He's not going back to Coruscant. There's no way he's going back to
I
Coruscant.
don't want to see that. To me, that's
No.
just like that. This whole serious thing that we're doing here with him.
There's no
with Obi-Wan.
point to go back to that planet. That's like the heart of Sith right now. He ain't going back there.
Got to stay away from Coruscant.
There's no reason. Like
You got
Luke,
him.
Leia, no one's there. The Jedi Council's burned to the ground or whatever. They don't need to go there.
You got it. All right, let's see. So going back, any other predictions for that one? I mean, I think those are the main
No.
ones, right? Mon Mothma, not in this one. Andor.
Andor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll be a co-star in Andor.
Could be. I think she's already confirmed for that series, wasn't she?
Genevieve O'Reilly.
Yeah, I think so.
The actress.
I thought so. Ryan Rosamilia, what kind of dark side powers are you interested in seeing in live action? Ones that we've yet to see on screen. Could be completely new or something from the extended universe. I mean, the force bomb would be a thought bomb would be great. It's what Bane used, but I don't know if they're going to use that in this. I probably not.
They kind of stick to tradition with the Force stuff and Sith powers so far.
Especially in this series, because remember, the Inquisitors aren't Sith. They're just Dark Jedi.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, not Dark Jedi. They're Jedi who've gone to the dark side. So I don't know how much they tap into. They very well could, but I mean, they're clearly using red lightsabers and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that if anything, I want to see Vader do some more stuff. Like Vader and Rebels stopped like a full ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I want more like, yeah, what can they do? Like, can you crack bones from, like, he can choke.
snap it,
Yeah,
right,
you can
right,
snap.
right.
That'd be really messed up.
Pretty nasty.
I'd be so pissed.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Brett Sheridan's here for the next one. So, okay. So let's get to next question here as we get to Mariana Cantillo. Do you celebrate May the 4th in any way? If so, how? I like how sometimes Lucasfilm gives us little presents like the Kenobi trailer. And they also gave us the Boba Fett gallery thing.
They did.
They did. So I put on my shirt.
There you go.
That was
You're
it.
not
Mike,
total
Mike,
lame.
Mike, show him your Star Wars shirt.
I got.
Show me your Star Wars shirt.
Loser.
It's great. It's really good. Batman.
It's Daredevil
Oh.
mixed with Batman. It's double nerd.
It's good. Nothing to do with anything. At least like
Yeah, because I'm
combined-
going to go home and build my Death Watch Mandalorian costume that
There
I'm
you go.
working on.
Oh, okay.
You guys building any costumes?
I think
so.
I think Steph already did.
Yeah, I'm right here.
She's wearing it right now. Steph, are
why
you
you're
going to dress up
dressed
today for? Oh wait,
You know how I celebrate May the 4th?
what's that?
Celebrating my girlfriend's birthday.
Oh yeah.
It's May the 4th.
Oh, is it? Well, there you go.
Happy birthday, Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
how I
there,
celebrate
So
it.
there you go. Yeah, that's basically the only thing. I meant my daughter this morning was walking. She's like, I should have wear my Star Wars shirt, Dad. I'm like, yeah. Well, you know,
Come on.
Sorry,
Yeah, you should have.
I apologize.
No, I
messed
went
up,
through
kid.
all of Starbucks. No one was dressed up. I'm like, God,
well, there's nothing I
have
can do
you
for you.
no class.
No class whatsoever. Grant Lofts, do you think all this? Do you all think that this book should get an adaptation into a miniseries of Disney Plus? I would love it. I would love it. There's no chance that they do it.
Yeah.
I've talked about it before. It's a great book. It's an underrated book. Nobody talks about that book, but it was based off the video game, so not a lot of people I think thought it would be any good. But it ties in the Empire Strikes Back the same way that Lost Stars did it very well. And there's a scene I think I've told you about this where you know that scene in Empire when Vader comes in before they take off in the Falcon in the very beginning of the movie.
yeah.
So there's a whole scene where Vader basically does what he does in Rogue. This was before Rogue One, but he does what he did to Rogue One, and people are scared out of their minds, and he's just wiping people out. And it's that scene. I wonder if Rogue One read that part, because it is that. And Alexander Freed was probably, hey, that's what I wrote.
That's sick. Yeah, probably.
And it's a great kind of like Band of Brothers. You ever see that series, Mike, on HBO? It's like Band of Brothers for Star Wars, but because there's only like a few of those, like there's a Vader scene that they probably go, oh, we've been there, done that with Rogue One. I don't think that they feel like they could capture anybody's interest in it, and they would probably not do it, because as much as I like that book, if they were like, well, which one would you choose? Would you choose Lost Stars or this? Lost Stars all day long.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah, and that seems like it'd be a really expensive, another really, really expensive
They're
scene.
not going to do books. It's so stupid. Yeah. It is so stupid. They could take all of these books that they have in canon and turn them into these miniseries, and not even canon, the Legends one, and they could make bank, and they could get people, and they have stories that already have proven to work. They just got to transfer over, it's not always the easiest thing to do to get the right director and the right writer and it's transferred over and the right actors, but I don't know. I would love to be in that room to just hear what the reasoning is.
Yeah,
I'm not even looking.
Ask you that.
James Luceno, if I have that book, I'm just gonna say, if I'm Kathleen Kennedy and I have this book and I'm going, hey, we've got this Darth Plagueis thing. Can we just do Obi Wan? Can we turn this into like a 6-episode thing? What do you think?
I think for me, and this is what it is, I think there is such a look down on that stuff from the higher ups.
Agreed.
That it's for dozens of years we've gone, why are you not taking Justice League Unlimited, Batman Animated Series, Batman Beyond? Just take those people, the stories, and make that a live action. And they're just like, no, it's a cartoon.
But even here's the different.
Same thing.
But DC and Marvel at least have dove into a lot of their stuff and transferred Killing Joke and all those things. Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy was on record saying we don't have source material. What are you talking about?
It's a look down. It's like, that's a novel.
Dude, I've heard
that's what it is.
I've heard rumors that it was like, no, it's too inside baseball. They're not that Lost Stars was going to be a
great
thing.
story is not inside anything. It's just great story is a great story.
It's so silly. It's so silly, and I hope the rumors are false, and I hope that they just look at all this stuff that they have and go, let's not just bring in these new writers to create these new. You've got them on the shelf.
Yeah.
Use them.
Yeah.
I don't get it. All right. Next question. Sean Campbell. Do you think the rematch between Obi Wan and Vader could be a vision like Luke's on Dagobah? Nah, it's gonna happen.
No.
It's gonna happen in person for sure.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
I'm looking up stuff for Star Wars. You settle down.
Well, can you do it maybe, not on the air?
I'm looking at for this.
Share
what are you
with the
doing?
team.
No, I'm not going to share it now. I was going to do something fun for you guys with this. We're looking up, but go ahead. Let's go.
Well,
Why am I getting
finish the
punished?
question that I just asked you.
What? You asked me about the books, James Luceno.
No.
I didn't. See, that's the whole point, imbecile.
It's-
Do you think the rematch between Obi-Wan and Vader could be a vision like Luke on Dagobah? No. It's going to be a full-on fight.
Oh, gosh, no.
Yeah.
No.
No. But someone had mentioned something that I didn't even think of about Dagobah that is brilliant. And they said, what if in this series some way or another? Because you remember I don't know how much of Clone Wars you've watched, but the Mortis episodes?
No, not yet.
Did you see the Mortis episodes?
No.
Well,
So in Clone Wars, the Mortis episodes, Anakin basically gets
Wait, in Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and so Anakin gets a vision of himself that he's going to the dark side and that he is going to be Vader, and he sees the whole thing. But they basically wipe it from his memory and say he's got to go down his own path and he's got to figure it out if he's going to do it. But he sees it and it's gone and he can't remember it.
Yeah.
So if there's something, someone suggested this on the trailer reaction this morning with Luke, where he's projected onto Dagobah some way or another in this series as a 10-year-old kid.
Luke is projected onto Dagobah.
Some way or another. And here, at first you're like, well, why? How? Because in Empire Strikes Back, when he first gets there, he goes, there's something familiar about this place. Why? Why is it familiar to him? That's one thing that you could, if you wanted to. If they don't explore it and they don't do it, it's not going to be like,
I always took that as its connection to the Force.
Probably. Probably, but I'm just saying if they
Yeah, but
wanted
they
to
could
use
pull,
it,
yeah.
if they wanted to use it, they could try to do it. But is that one that's totally necessary? And like, oh, they should have done that. No,
Yeah.
they don't need to.
Did we say anyone? I don't think we talked about like the potential for Yoda appearing in the show.
I think we did talk about that.
I don't
and
see it, but that's a cameo that would make sense.
If he shows up, it's going to be the same way he did in Rebels with like the projection.
Yeah, he's talking to Obi Wan through the
yeah.
mind. Okay, yeah. Okay.
But I think if you're going to do that, I would much rather you do Qui-Gon at this point, because that's why Yoda sent him there.
you got to
Yeah.
do quiet. Yeah, that's a given.
It has to.
coming.
He's lying through his
He's
teeth.
pulling
Yeah.
a Garfield.
Through his teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got just a little bit left, and
Yeah, there's no vision. That is full on
yeah.
happening.
Sean Paul, do you think they pushed the Obi-Wan series back 2 days and added the second episode because Liam Neeson confirmed with Lucasfilm that he'd be able to make it? Nah, they would have locked him down a while ago. Do you think this means that he'll show up at the end of the episode? I mean, I don't know when he's going to show up. I think I do stand by the fact that I think the reason why is because they're going to screen it on Thursday night.
Yeah, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, I don't think that's. I think if they were gonna, if he was in it, they were gonna lock him
Yeah,
down.
that you can't wait.
Hey,
to
I can make it now.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
he's-
you're
There's
in.
he was
way
from the
too much
beginning, like-
paperwork.
Yeah, you're in or you're out.
But I also think they probably had a plan if he wasn't available. Like, all right, if he
Sure.
can't do it, what
Then
are we doing?
Then that's it. All right, this will be the last one. Then we got to go. Okay.
Where are we going?
Eric Waldon. There you go. This is for you, Mike.
Yeah.
Will we ever get Dash Rendar back in canon?
Eric, my friend, you're with me, and I have a feeling because he was created for a book, I think they look at it as like, nah, that doesn't.
Your boy from Timothy Oliphant was created in
Yeah,
the book.
you're true.
Yeah.
It's my only thought is they're kind of. I would see them like he's too much like Han, and he is similar to Han. He's very much
more.
like Han.
That to me is more of the reason. But then
But
you
it
can
gives
also,
you a Han character.
Yeah,
because you're not
someone
getting
like
Ford
that.
back.
No, I know.
They're not going to bring Alden Ehrenreich back for Solo.
I'll tell you, with
It gives
with
you
Filoni-
the rogue-ish character. And I'll say this. Let's say this. You know, we went to Boba Fett show. We got Mandalorian. And then they brought Boba Fett back. So it's like you can have the smuggler. You got to just make him different. It might be a little different than what we've gotten with
Right.
Dash. But he's such a good character.
with
such a good
Filoni,
character.
with Filoni there, anything's possible.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, with him there, anything's possible.
Dash is a great character.
Yeah. All right. Final thoughts on trailer. Anything else, Steph?
I'm so excited, you guys. I've like it's reinvigorated my childhood love of
Yeah.
Star Wars. Is
I-
the anticipation of Obi-Wan.
I haven't felt this excited for probably Mandalorian season 2, and I'm saying that over Marvel and DC, Marvel, DC, and Star Wars shows that are on right
Yeah.
now. Just
Yeah.
show-wise anything in this pike of what we are in this nerddom.
Yeah.
Since Mandalorian season 2, this is probably the biggest. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for this show. Yeah.
Facts. All right. Well, look, that's the show. And by the way, if you
That it is.
didn't know that already, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to us on the Big Thing Podcast feed. That is where you can find us now. Make sure you do that. Comment. Make sure that you're subscribing. As I said, if we get to 50,000 subscribers by June 1st, I'm going to smash myself in the face with a lemon pie and do a full video with it. And then 60,000 by July 1st, Steph's going to take a cherry pie to the grill. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Please do that. Follow Mike, follow Steph, follow all of us, as we will be back here. It is Obi-Wan. It is the trailer. We are not moments, but weeks away. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Later.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.